Welcome to the Community Talk, where we connect, share stories, and dive into the latest freelancing buzz together. Hello everyone, and welcome to our Community Talk. Our guest today is Djole. Djole, thank you for joining us today. To kick things off, could you introduce yourself and tell us what your role is on the Freelancer Forum?
Hi Vlad, hi everyone. My name is Aleksandar and I am the developer on the Freelancer Forum. I'm actually one of the founders, so hello.
Okay, cool. So let's start with the exciting updates to our forum. Djole, could you share what new features we can expect in the future and a little bit of the features you've built and enabled in the past couple of weeks?
All right, awesome, I will. So in the past couple of weeks, we enabled, I think, 3, maybe even more, but I honestly remember just 3. So the first one was dark and light mode. There was initially feedback from a while ago that we should enable that feature. So we did a couple of weeks ago. And yes, we are still working a little bit on the scheme, a little bit on the colors, because some things are not very well done in the dark mode. So I'm actually planning an update on that in a couple of days, weeks. The second update that I would like to highlight was the work category, which in my opinion is very cool. So there is a page on your profile that you can add your work category. The work category are very similar to the Upwork's main categories, and there are 12 of them. So once you select your work category, you will be added to the group of users with that work category. And like, people can go to forum and like if they want to ask like a translator, all the translators in our community with the @ sign, they can just type @ and for example translator or whatever one of those 12 categories are, and they can just tag everybody. So I like that. And also on the actual forum, it's very nice to see like when you see like somebody's avatar, and then next to the avatar you see the hey, translator, web developer, or whatever the category is. So I like that. The third update, the second one from that thread, was the biography. So we can put there something about ourselves or the work that we do, or basically whatever we want, and everybody can see when they go on your profile page. So I like that too. Yeah, I also mentioned in the thread that there are certain limits to it. So there is 2,000 characters limit, and only first 5 lines of the text will actually show, and for rest you will have to scroll. We did that so that the profile page is not very clogged. Actually, I think those were all the updates that we did this month. Maybe there are more, but I don't remember at the moment.
Yeah, we tested a lot. We didn't turn on most of them. Could you tell us a little bit about the features that we can expect in the near future?
The features, so the one of the features that I'm currently working on is the new events page. So because the current event page works for the time being, but to be honest, it's pretty bad. So we decided to make it a bit better, so that we can have a better view of upcoming and past events, so that the time will actually show the user time zone and not just the preset time, so that you have to constantly calculate, oh, when does this event starts for me. We are also planning to add guests to show on the events page. So when you create an event, you can just choose this user and this user to be my guests. I'm also planning to add the option to share on your social media. But yeah, a new events page. And the second update that I'm about to start working on is some sort of a KB page, like some general knowledge that we gathered from our community, so that we can, for example, Petr's graph, it needs to be on a specific place so that the user can very easily reach to it, and they can see exactly, hey, is this job a scam or not? So yeah, there are a couple of very exciting updates coming.
Okay, thank you, Djole, and thank you for all the great work. Just a small note, a small reminder for all users and forum members who might be watching to consider adding and linking their Upwork profile in their Freelancer Forum profile, because then users reading their posts, as you mentioned in another conversation, they can follow up their link, their Upwork profile link, and find out more about their specific niche, how they market themselves via their profile, what type of information they include, what's their history like on Upwork and similar. Of course, in addition to the Upwork profile, they can link their LinkedIn, other social media profiles. So yeah, it does give a lot more insight to anybody checking their profile, and it gives depth to their forum posts. Okay, shifting gears. Could you tell us a little bit about the guitars in your background?
About the guitars?
Yes.
Yes. So the first one, the white here, is an LTD Viper 50, which is my second guitar. The first one I broke, so this is my second guitar. This one is Ibanez here. I honestly forgot. I think it was RG428. No, RG421. This one I got recently when I was in the Philippines. So the third guitar is the one here, is the Schecter Banshee FR7, I think. It is my most precious guitar. It has a neck true, which is just amazing to play with. And the fourth one here is an ESP Jerry Cantrell Vino Les Paul.
Okay. Are they just for show, or do you actually use them?
It's more like for show right now, because I'm really lazy when it comes to guitar. When I was a kid, when I was starting to play, I used to play like 15 hours a day, and right now, if I manage to play 15 minutes a month, I'm awesome. I'm excited. So I'm trying, but it doesn't try with me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, priority shift. You know how it goes, but I would say that the tenacity in mastering the guitar at the beginning is a personal trait and characteristic that probably helped you forging your way and, forging your freelancing career. So your journey in freelancing has been both abrupt and has hallmarks of like a spaceship launch, because I was there to witness it. Can you tell us what your main focus is in freelancing? And a little bit about your journey.
Well, my main focus on freelancing is my main skill category, which is web and software development. When we talk about my freelancing journey, I have to say one very important thing, is that the hero of all of my freelancing journey stories is actually you, Vlad, because you introduced me to freelancing. So back, I don't even remember the year, it was a long time ago, probably 10, 15 years ago. I remember you called me and you were telling me about Upwork and about freelancing and all of that. I wasn't like really interested back in the day, so I was like, okay, sure, I will check out. And I did check out, but maybe I spent like a couple of minutes of checking what freelancing is, and then I gave up, of course. And I didn't have any connection with it for like probably a couple of years. And then again, you, Vlad, called me again, and you convinced me to register on Upwork and to start freelancing. At that time, I was a bit more into that. I wanted to start working more. I actually registered an account, and you told me the best tip that is probably the best for freelancing is I just have to read about everything. So you share with me the Upwork community links, the Upwork Help Center links, what else? There were those videos back in the day on Upwork, like I think they were called modules or something. There were like some video lessons by Upwork or something. I don't remember them. They discontinued them after a year or two. And I checked all of that. I read on all of that, and I just started submitting proposals. And I think you told me, like, I'm not quoting, but don't even submit a proposal until you spend a couple of days reading. And I actually did that for the first time in my life, even though I was like really excited to just jump into it, which was a pretty bad idea, to be honest, but I didn't know better. So I spent a couple of days reading, and after that I started submitting proposals, and actually took very little time for me to find the first job, maybe a couple of days. And I got like one job. It was a contract for some, I don't even remember the company, but it was some small website tweaks for like, I think it was $10 or something. And when I finished that and when I got paid, I was like really excited. Like I was like just how everything looks like. I'm sitting home, I'm having fun, I'm doing something that I don't even consider work. It's just fun. It's just clicking, it's just typing stuff, and I earned money. So that was a big jump in my career. And then after that, I started submitting more proposals. I got more jobs. I got the Rising Talent badge right after that, and I was working. And then I got like my biggest contract, which was like to do some. I don't even remember the project now, but I remember that it was like for $1,000. And for me, being basically broke at the moment, that was, wow, surreal. And then I just started from there. I just worked and worked.
Yeah, well, you don't need to be humble. You can share that you've gotten like 3 or 4 contracts within a couple of days after that initial contract.
Yeah, I got. I don't remember much about it. It was like 10 years ago. So who knows?
No, that's still the fastest start of any freelancer I've seen. So congrats and kudos on that. Okay, cool. When it comes to new freelancers, what advice would you give to those just starting their freelancing careers within your skill category? So web and software development.
So for any tips that I would tell new freelancers that are kickstarting their career, I would say that the portfolio is the most important part of their freelancing profile. No matter if they're on Upwork or wherever they are, because if they just write words, the client will come and they will read words. But if they actually see the pictures or the links of the projects that you did, of your capabilities, that works more than any word. Like picture works 1,000 words. So just work on your portfolio. That's one of the most important parts. So it doesn't matter if you never did any contract for a client that you want to showcase. Like just sit down and build a bunch of projects, no matter if they're like Facebook clones or YouTube clones or Reddit or a simple blog website. Like just work on them and just post them as part of your portfolio because they are very important. The second thing that I would like to highlight is the continuous learning, but that's probably is for a lot of other categories, but I know for any development job it is very crucial, because in today's time, like, the marketplace and the technologies are constantly evolving, and you have to always catch up. You always have to be ahead of the game. So continuous learning. And the third one is probably for all the categories, and that is just don't jump into freelancing without exploring what actually freelancing is. It's like you want to start on Upwork, but you don't see Upwork as a business that you will start. You see it as a website. It is a website, but it's about you. It's about your business. So most people that I saw, they're just jumping into freelancing, just expecting to earn money right away, but they don't know anything about freelancing, how to run the business, how to, for example, avoid scams and all of that things that come with. So those three I would highlight.
Okay. As we move along in the conversation, I'd like to just remind, for now, Jessica and Kelly, the floor is open for questions. If you have any questions for Djole, feel free to type them in chat. Djole, when it comes to trending topics in the forum, I'd like to do a shout out for the most impactful topics in the last 7 days. I think everyone would agree that Andrea's post about Otto, our new community member, is the top news of the week. So Andrea adopted a dog who's a poodle non-poodle. So yeah, if you have any opinion or would like to vote, head over to We Got a Dog thread in the forums area, and let's vote to see what Otto really is. When it comes to second most active thread, it's Djole yours end of January update profile enhancements. Thank you for sharing a detailed post with the community. Another trending topic was, well, there were two cases. One is about a dispute with an Upwork client, and another was related to a client's feedback after contract closure. I would like to thank the community for jumping in and providing really detailed information and quality feedback to both of these freelancers. Both cases are related to Upwork, so I would venture to guess that the feedback community members shared here was really useful, especially with the support that the two cases, the two users would be receiving. So kudos for the community on that. We have no questions for now. Okay, so I also wanted to check, Djole, what are your expectations for the Freelancer Forum in general?
My expectations for the Freelancer
Yes.
Forum. Like personally, I want that the Freelancer Forum to become what Upwork Community was supposed to be, what was actually, but without all of the moderation, all of the moderation basically.
Edited
So
for
I want it to be
community
like
guidelines.
yeah, it's my favorite macro. So I want it to become a place where you can just come and share what your freelancing problems are and to get help. And to be, of course, without posting, just to get that information without asking anybody. But it needs to be a place where every freelancer can feel safe and like they can ask no matter how, I'm sorry for the term, stupid their question might seem to them. There are no stupid questions. So just come and ask, and I want that place to be that.
Hey Kelly, thanks for the message. Yeah, we all expect the Freelancer Forum to grow into a real community without any policing and with minimal moderation if possible. So yeah, so far so good, I would say. Yeah, Kelly, you're definitely right. So thank you, Djole, for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. It's been a pleasure having you.
Awesome, thank you, and thank you for having me.